Hey Roadskill fans! Down here from the Turbo Concept in Roadskill other games in here. So welcome back to Roadskill Sandbox out here, and where today we have some pretty a little bit surprise for these commuter locomotives. We're going to be spawning in for this absolute east coast of the commuter trains as well. So eventually we spawn anything as well, so unfortunately I didn't spawn anything like this before that we're eventually going to be trying to spawn one at a time. This is the East Coast commuter rail as well, because the Western commuter cars as well, so probably, I'm pretty sure, this is absolutely, we're going to be spawning a basic one. And because of the first of its kind of the Horizon coaches will be slightly look like this. We're very sure we have spawn for the Horizon coaches, which is a little bit a big one as well. I cannot believe that we're just going to be operating as one. So, a little bit we spawn as well. We spawn 6 of the Horizon coaches, and it doesn't work to turn on the lights. So, we have our new cars all the way down into the bottom. We have MBTA and the NJ Transit. So let's start with this thing as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have some sort of a locomotives as well. So I'm probably not sure. We have spawned the 5 of the coaches as well. So as you can see around of these for the Horizon coaches, you can click the windows and it does work to turn on the lights. And as you can see the flag, it must be only United States, and probably it's nearby New York for locations as according like this thing as well. So because I just completely remembered inside of a train simulator or some sort of like this thing is Rails Unlimited, and probably in the Northeast Corridor simulator as literally as possible. So we have some sort of cars, and we're gonna be completely picking up another locomotive. We'll be actually with this thing as well. So I'm gonna be picking up the strong locomotive is for wilderness or for Sin City as well. So I'm gonna be picking up the wilderness as well. So the powerful locomotive will be kind of this car as well. So this train is pretty intensely strong as well. So looks like I'm gonna be a little bit fueling our volume up as well, because this locomotive is going to make itself ready for roll. So and another locomotive will be even stronger, will be slightly like this thing as well. So we didn't forget about for some sort of locomotives. Another rolling stock will be the MBTA as well. We have to spawn them 5 of the cars, and then we're not gonna be making things a little bit happen right there today. So we have 5 of these probably for the MBT Horizon coaches. So looks like we're going to be for spawning for a dummy units as well. So we have official new dummy units about the British Railways about ourselves, and because we have current updates around for many more things as well. So we're going to be using the MBTA without the cage as well. So we spawn there, and another one will be the cab of this thing as well. So as before, we're going to be moving on. We have 2 kinds of cabs as well, and you can eventually turn on the lights on as well. So except for some sort of a driver's seat, and we're going to be turning on the lights on as well until in case of it gets dark over here for as well. So we turn on all the lights on for ourselves, and we're going to be giving ourselves to turn on as well. So probably some Horizon coaches does not work. Maybe if I'm going to be spawning a diesel engine will be exactly how the Horizon coaches was. So we're going to be spawning out for the F59 PHI instead of the F40 PH. let's just be aware to spawn like these things as well, without some sort of like these things. So I have been chosen to spawn the GE locomotive, and it's gonna be pretty fine to do this as well since December update as well. In case of the rail cars will be getting stuck over here, so let's switch into the simulations, I guess. And this is probably that we wanted to do for just right now. So we're gonna be spawning some sort of a fuelie excursion for this one thing. The excursion like these things will be absolutely like this before. It's like this thing as well before I just gotten sneeze anything as well. So I'm never gonna be almost gonna be spawning over here for just as well. So I'm not gonna be pretty thinking real sure it does not fit this thing anyways. So we're spawning anything as well for like these things as well. So spawning like the amphitheats, and we got some anything is very possible to do this. So I'm very sure that we're completely spawning the amphitheats as well. So we got all of the amphitheats as well, so didn't not know for anyways as well. So we're not gonna be using for some sort of an East Coast locomotive for just like a Super Chief or a Southwest. So we're gonna be making sure it's time to switch all the way to for about ourselves to 15 as well. So looks like we're gonna be slow down the trains as well, even such as the dieselization is some sort of a locomotives as well, even though. So I'm not gonna be making sure that the trains will be turned on realistic simulations, and we're probably making the trains even slower as well. So it changes to probably for the most locomotives as well. So we're gonna be starting around for the servers will be the MBTA as well. So we're gonna be trying to start things first, and would be probably to say we turn on the headlights as always, and the bell has just completely worked. Wait, why did the train has a cage on it? So I'm not sure that we're gonna be remove this train somewhere. So because I didn't absolutely pretty mention to saw like this thing anyways, we're going to be spawning all the way down, and I have not sure that this some sort of locomotive has a cage on it. So I'm gonna be trying to make things a little bit spawn even good as well. So looks like we have ourselves for a 11116, and I'm probably absolutely trying to say it like this thing. So we're gonna be trying to starting around for little one service as we came all the way back here. So this is a locomotive and another one as well, so probably some sort of a GE engine sounds probably it looks like as well. So we're gonna be testing our bells and sound this out like this thing as well for the southeast thing as well. So we're gonna be hearing this out as well and see what it does. So what is does the same is some sort of a for the Rock Fortress line of this one. So I'm probably the train is going on the same locomotive is probably this. It's gonna be a little bit long like these things for GE locomotives. So what if it must be the EMD locomotive over here? So eventually using that I just gonna be seeing around for this GP40MC, and probably I'm not sure that we're gonna be looking on to the GP as well. So looks like we have a locomotives we have, so looks like we're gonna be trying to a little bit close like this for the P42 DC. So GP40MC, GP40PH-2, we just absolutely spawn here. GP40PH-2 is gonna be right over here. The train number 4101 and the train 1116 as well. So we're gonna be start to make a move And what I just actually tried to do, what absolutely redo, to spawn a premium locomotive as well. So, not to mention as the future of these things as well. So we just eventually spawn another locomotive as well. And looks like for a currency of the comparison of some sort of commuter locomotives. And what did I just eventually spawn? 5 Horizon coaches. We just did a better like these things as well. So we completely spawn every locomotive as well. The Rockford lines is just going to be taking over. And looks like this train has a cage on it. So you can absolutely turn on the red lights as always. You might be able to turn as anyways for just one thing as well. So I completely able to turn on the red lights on because this one is unable to turn off as anyways. So it looks like we're completely turning on for some sort of lights is on ways. Let's hear the locomotive as one. We turn on the lights and bell and the train horn. We're very sure it's pretty loud, because this is the current of the train sounds of loud horns 1 and 2. So we turn on some sort of bells. It's just the same bell as well, because we're going to be using it in NJ Transit, because I'm going to be chosen as one as well. So let's completely able to start as well, and let's just completely head all over to its next stop as well. So I got my lights turned on, and we mentioned to be, it's going to be not pretty madness as always, because since the NG Transit has been added and the Horizon coaches, it's absolutely working, like turning on the lights manually as well. So as the currents of the trains will be United States as being located as well. So we're going to be completely moving on as well, as we're completely start to get on our way to our next destination as possible. So looks like the next one will be the MBTA. Forget about those 2 trains from the Rockford lines and Amtrak as well. So we're going to be pushing our limits as well. So I'm not pretty sure we're on the red as well. So even the locomotive is going to be sounding out loud for this one thing as well. You hear this? It's gonna be here from behind. So the train is going to be much more quicker than I just pretty expected to find out. So another locomotive we'll be finding out is the MBTA. So we're gonna be pressed here to 100% per throttle. 4101 is going to be headed out to our next station, and we're very sure that we're going to be started to depart things a little bit earlier. So looks like we're going to be letting this train to get outside, and we're not going to be pulling out of these 2, because the next video will be for the Super Chief remastered as well. But since the MBTA is on our way, and I'm not pretty sure that we completely turning off the lights, and the train is going to be coming up so fast, whatever we try to say, it's going to be making things a little bit on time. So I eventually completely stopped the train, and there is the MBTA locomotive. So looks like it's time to stop the locomotive over here outside of the tunnel, and we're not going to miss this stop as anyways. But looks like we cannot able to seem to turn all the way tonight as well. So let's making sure how we just going to be turned on tonight. Let's switch into 17. We're not using a Doppler scale as well. So let's probably using the number 17. As we're going on to the night time as well. And I have lastly tried to make it so to get ourselves on time, and looks like we're probably making sure that the MBTA locomotive is going to be coming safely. This is not Asia, this is the east coast of the United States over here. And we're probably sure that the train doesn't have any cage or something. We're pretty sure we're completely on time. And so the locomotive has just completely come anyways. So we're probably making sure we're, looks like, on time like these things as well. We're completely fuel stopped as the locomotive as well. So even for this, it's gonna be a little bit of a long stop as well. So what absolutely that must be the end of this video, I guess. So if like for today's video of the commuter rail systems, like new like these things as well for our new trains, so make sure you give us a like and subscribe and click that bell for anyways, because you probably mentioned to do so as well. And one thing we need to do is say thanks for watching and all your support, and the game is linked in the description down below, and you'll be building yourself your own railway to use American cars or probably trains as well to start service and operating for these trains without having a strike. Thanks for watching and for all your support, and this is going to be Turbo Concept signing off, and it has been over 15 minutes of this video earlier or not.